Team, we are here and I'm about to try and do the impossible, which is predict the Springboks team and the All Blacks team for the first test at Ellis Park. The first test of the greatest rivalry. It's here. It's here. The curtain raises, that's all done. We've forgotten about that already now. This is the big one. This is where it matters. And this is where it's at. It's on our doorstep and we've been waiting for this now for years, for months, for days, for hours. We're here. First test of the greatest rivalry. And I'm going to try and predict the Springboks team and the All Blacks team. I'll put them up against each other and let's see how we go. It's a bit of what I think it's going to be and it's a bit of what I think Rassie and Dave Rennie are thinking it's going to be, right? But I need your input. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do I know anything about Springboks rugby? Do I know anything about All Blacks rugby? Hey team, just quickly interrupting this video to say, yes, I have messed up a selection in the Springboks team, but I'm going to leave it in there and I'm going to test you guys. If you can point that out, let me know in the comments where I've messed up. Back to the video. Let me know what players you would bring in, what you would leave out. Let me know in the comments and let's just get into it. Guys, I'm just looking at the teams here and I'm just like, if you're not that excited about what's about to happen for the next 3-4 weeks, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're not a rugby fan because I am that keen. We're just going to get straight into it. So I'll read the Springboks one. I'll read the All Blacks one. Again, this is my predicted sides. We'll pair them up against each other. We'll see how we go. Let me know, as always, in the comments what you guys think. Let's go. So for the Springboks, I've got Wilco Louw, Malcolm Marx, Thomas du Toit up front. Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Orkia in the locks. Back row of Paul de Villiers, Captain Peter Steph du Toit, and Jasper Wiese. Grant Williams, Marnie LIBBOK, 9 and 10. Then I've got Damien de Allender, Jesse Creel in the centres, Kurtley Orense, Cheslin Colby, Damien Willemse, back three. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Gerard Steenekamp, Zachary Paulthen on the bench. Kobus Wiese, Cameron Hannekom, Kobus Reinach, Sasha Feinberg, Gumuzulu, and Andre Esterhuizen round out the bomb squad there for the Bokke. Now, for the All Blacks, and I've had to change this 3 or 4 times because of players that have played so well versus the Bulls that I feel like have played their way into the team. But here it is. Up front for the All Blacks, Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Tyrell Lomax, front row. Patrick Tuipulotu, Fabian Holland in the second row. Back row of Tupuvai, Luke Jacobson, and Captain Artie Savia. Cam Roygod, Ruben Love, 9 and 10. Geordie Barrett, Quinn Tupaia in the centres, and back three of Josh Morby, Will Jordan, Damien McKenzie. Impact of Asafo Moore, Xavier Numia, and Fletcher Newell, Anton Segner and Peter Lakai, then Carl Preston, Timothy Tavatavanawai, and Rika Ioane. Oh man, it is nice, right? So for the front rowers, you've got Wilco Louw, Malcolm Marx, Thomas du Toit, and then on the other side, you've got Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Tyrell Lomax. It's the best of the best going at it. That's just what it is. For the Springboks, you've got Oxen Chair that could potentially come back in. I'm not too sure how his injury is, so I've left him out of this one because I haven't heard anything about it. I do think he is in the squad, but I don't know if he's fit and ready to go. But you've got so many options there, like Carlos Sardi's not involved, but he could be in there somewhere. Bowen Fenter is not involved, but he could be in there somewhere. But to lock horns to start off with, man, that's scary scenes. And on the All Blacks side, I've brought Numia in because of how well he did against the Bulls. His scrummaging in that game was outstanding. So I see him coming on later on in the game with Fletcher Newell, who's also an outstanding scrummager. Omua, Numia and Fletcher Newell to come on later in the game. And I feel like the All Blacks' best bet at just locking horns and keeping it, like holding onto your own ball and not giving away too many penalties or any penalties at scrum time. Because you can try and mix and match and try your best to play a different style of rugby that's going to steer away from scrums. Scrums are going to happen. The ball's going to get knocked. It's going to happen. You're going to have to face it front on. And I think that's their best bet. That's their best bet of the starters that I've got there and of the bench to match the Springbok, or try and match the Springbok scrum. In the locks, I've got Eben Etzebeth, Ron Norkia up against Patrick Tuipulotu, Fabian Holland. That's big, man. Fabian Holland has just come in back from injury and his form is he's just taken off. He's an international rugby player, without a doubt. We all know what Eben Etzebeth is about. Physicality, leading the charge. He's your enforcer. He's that guy. Didn't have the best game against Argentina, but I feel like starting is his best bet. Eben Etzebeth coming off the bench is not too... it doesn't really work out. Last time he did that, he eye-gouged someone and got 12-week ban. So let's not do that again, Russie. If you're going to play him, start him. Corbus Visa coming off the bench, that's nice. He's been in fine form as well for the Springboks. Ron Nokia, he's your line-out guy. He's your man. He bosses the line-outs there. And I think on the other side, you've got Tuipulotu, physical. It's someone that can take the Springboks on physically. And then they've got Tupuvai in the back row that can cover your lock position or lock as the lock sub in the back row. And this is where it heats up, man. For the Springboks, you've got Paul de Villiers, Peter Steph du Toit, Jasper Visa. And for the All Blacks, Tupuvai, Luke Jacobson, and Artie Savia. It's wild. It is wild. On the bench, Cameron Honeycomb. And then for the All Blacks, Segner and Lakai. Man, that battle of Peter Steph du Toit coming up against Artie Savia, that is worth the ticket prices right there. That is two of the best players in world rugby for the past, can we say decade? That's 10 years, right? 100%. They've just been, whenever they play, they're the best player on the field, whether they're playing for their club or international. And you can't say anything, there's not much argument you can make against that because it's true. They are outstanding. I can't wait to see what someone like Paul de Villiers can do up against the All Blacks. This will be his biggest test, but he's come into international rugby and taken like a duck to water. He's been the find of the year for international rugby, for the Springboks as well. And I can't wait to see what he does. Jasper Visa coming up against guys like Artie Savia, Jacobson, that's just, it's juicy, man. And then to see what Segner and Lakai can do later on in the game, the energy they can bring on. They showed in these franchise or the midweek games how well they've been playing, and I feel like I've played their way into the All Blacks match day 23. Grant Williams, Marnie LeBock, Cam Roygard, Ruben Love. Oh, man. Cam Roygard hasn't played yet on this tour. He's been niggling couple of injuries, but I think he's good to go. And he's the best, I would say the best 9 in world rugby. And we're gonna see what he can do against the Springboks. You want to measure yourself against the best teams. Cam Roygard, let's go. Ruben Love comes in. I feel like he starts. He's the 10 for the All Blacks. Even though Richie Moe has been called over, Ruben Love is the 10. Dave Rennie has said, he's come out already and said Richie Moe won't be picked for the first test. He'll get game time versus the Lions. Ruben Love is your man. He's been playing outstanding rugby all year for Hurricanes in Super Rugby and now for the All Blacks as well. That matchup between him and Marnie LeBock, nice. It's very similar style players, both with insane skill set. Kick well off the tee, kick well out of hand, can take the line on if they must. Very similar, and I can't wait for that battle. Then you've got the centers. You've got Damien Dallin, Jesse Creel, Geordie Barrett, Quintu Paya. Who do you pick? Obviously, Damien Dallin and Jesse Creel have got runs on the board. They have been the centre pair for the Springboks for the longest time. They've been through the downs, through the ups. Those guys have been outstanding. You've got Geordie Barrett, Quintu Paya have come into a nice partnership at the moment, both individually playing some of their best footy right now. Carrying the ball defensively. Geordie Barrett adds that extra with his ability to kick the ball really well. Man, and then you've got Damien Dallin on the other side. He's one of the best distributing centres in world rugby. Really underappreciated or underrated when it comes to carrying the ball, tackling, just all your basics. Damien Dallin, one of the best. That centre pair combo or centre pair battle is going to be huge. Then I've got Kurtley Orense, Cheslin Colby, Damien Willemse up against Josh Morby, Will Jordan, Damien McKenzie. There's some question marks around Will Jordan, Damien McKenzie with injuries. Who knows? Josh Morby, I feel like, has played his way in. Caleb Clark injured, so Josh Morby slots in on the left wing, and he's been great. His work rate is through the roof. His awareness of where the ball's going to be and popping up where he needs to be, outstanding. And then you've got Will Jordan, elite, most prolific try scorer for the All Blacks. Damien McKenzie, when he's on, he's on. And hopefully his injury's fine and he gets through it and he can start, because he's been playing some unreal footy at the moment. On the other side, you've got Kurtley Orense, Cheslin Colby, Damien Willemse. It's the wingers, two of the best finishers in world rugby. Like one-on-one, if you get the ball, you're defending, and Cheslin Colby's in front of you, he's got the ball, you're trying to defend him, just give up. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to, even if you know which way he's going to go, he's still going to beat you one-on-one. Let's be honest, guys. Outstanding. Damien Willemse aerially has been one of the best, and they're going to be targeted there. They're going to target the All Blacks there as well, because all the franchise sides have been doing that and have been challenging them there. So best believe the Springboks are going to challenge them there as well. On the bench, the big bench, options for me, they're like Tava Tavanawe, Rieko Ioane, and Carl Preston. For the All Blacks, they've all three, for me, played their way in to start that first test. Like Carl Preston, his passes in horrendous weather versus the Sharks, money. Every single pass, outstanding. He was really good, and for me, jumped above Ratima. Tava Tavanawe, the impact that he's made off the bench, he does more in the 10, 15 minutes that he gets than most players do in a whole game. Just carries, he's always getting over the ad line every single time. Defensively, he's making his tackles, but then he's a threat at ruck time as well. And I think for that last 20 to 15 minutes, when there's tired bodies, someone like him to come on, watch out for that. I think Rieko Ioane in this last game played his way in. His versatility, center, wing, can do a job for you there. Not just do a job, like, man can do a job, right? He's got the X factor as well. The experience is huge. And I hope to see him there. On the other edge, you've got Kobus Reinach, Sasha Feinberg, and Andre Esterhuizen. Andre Esterhuizen, who can cover flank if need be, can cover in the centres, and I'd love to see that battle of Andre Esterhuizen and Tava Tavanawe. Very, say similar, definitely not similar style players, but similar ability, put it like that. Because they can both just run over the top of anyone. Can put someone on their ass. Easy. So I'd love to see that. And then, like Sasha Feinberg, Kobus Reinach, that combo that they've got from the Stormers, maybe that will work in their favour later on in the game. You can do a straight swap, the 9 and 10. Again, it's not usually a combo or position that you want to swap out during the game, but if need be, that's a pretty handy combo to bring on later in the game. And mainly I've got Sasha Feinberg on the bench because he's just come back from injury, didn't have his best game versus Argentina, got through 80 minutes, which is great. And I think LIBBOK deserves the first spot or first crack in the Greatest Rivalry tour as the Springbok 10. There you have it. What do you guys think? Two teams matched up. That's my predicted sides and what I think are going to be put out, what I think we could get in that first game, and it's going to be absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Keep your eyes peeled for the previews coming out or the team reactions coming out this week. Let me know, as always, what you guys think. What are your early predictions? What changes would you make to these two sides? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.